Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't made a video in a while, you know what I'm saying? I bitch be busy, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I was already skeptical about making this video. I don't know why. I don't know, it's just because I'm like a personal person. So when it comes to basically like explaining things about my life or talking to other people about it besides like my 4 best friends, it's kind of difficult for me. But here I am. Honestly, let's just start from the beginning. It was last summer, and I had met this guy through one of my mutual friends and everything that I went to high school with and stuff. And like, I remember seeing a post on his Instagram, and I was like, oh, like, who's that? And then he was like, oh, this is my friend so and so. So basically, like, I got in touch with this person and we just started talking, and like we hit it off right off the bat. Like, I was so comfortable with him. We just had a very good connection, and that doesn't usually happen when I meet somebody. Like, it does, but like not with a guy that I'm interested in. It doesn't usually happen, so it was very exciting for me. So like immediately, like, I texted my friends and I was like, oh my god, sis, like, look at him, like, I'm meeting him or whatever, da 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 da. Anyways, so we started talking. He FaceTimed me the first night that we started talking, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. But like, you know, I was like, oh my god, like, how do I look? Like, I gotta look good or whatever. Basically, like, we just started talking on FaceTime, and like we got to know each other and stuff. And then he was like, oh, like, I can come up and see you one day, like, you know. And I was like, oh my god. Like, he was like, yeah, like, when I come visit one of my, like, our mutual friend, like, I can totally come and see you. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, okay, like, that sounds a good idea, you know what I'm saying? So then, the first day that we hung out, everything went good. We hooked up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a hookup, it was just like, we just got to know each other on like that level, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like, we didn't do anything like that. It was just like fun, you know? So that same day, like, he met my friends and everything. And then I'm gonna go back to the first time when we first got to my friend's house. So yes, we get in the car, we go to my friend's house, and then we pull up or whatever. And then I'm like, hello, like, can somebody open the door? Because nobody's opening the door. I'm like, yo, what y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? So then my best friend, this is the first day that I'm meeting her boyfriend. So like, this is the very first time I'm meeting him, and then she's meeting my guy friend, the one that I just basically met. So we're all basically meeting each other on this day. So get to her house, and then she opens the door, and I'm like, hey, like, you know what I mean? But like, my best friend, I know how she is. Like, if she's skeptical about someone, like, she's not, like, she'll tell me afterwards, but I can see in like her behavior and like her body language and just like the way she's talking and like her attitude towards the person. I feel like that's anybody, but especially like if you guys know my best friend like the way I know her, like, you're gonna know that if she doesn't see somebody's intentions being correct, that she's gonna like, she's basically gonna scope that out, like the first word that they say. And some people may think that's judgmental, but it's really not. It's just, we know, like, we know, like, you know what I'm saying? So basically, yeah, so she meets him or whatever. She's like, hi. I'm like, I'm looking at her, I'm like, Lee, like, what's good with you? Like, why are you just staring at him? And like, he's like, oh, like, hi, like, my name is so and so, da da da. And then she's just like, oh, hi, like, hey, like, she's like, it's just really off. And then I like pulled her aside. I was like, yo, like, what, like, why are you acting like that? And then I was like, what's going on? She's like, no, I'm just like scoping him out and everything. And I was like, well, sis, you doing it in a funny way, so I'm gonna need you to relax with that. So then yeah, so we all hung out, like, we went to go get food, and then we came back and everything, and like, things were going great. And he talks a lot, so like, everybody's getting to know mostly about him. And then like, his, like, in order to explain like our connection with each other, my best friend's boyfriend thought that me and him were friends for so long. And then when he found out it was the first day that we were meeting, he was like, whoa, like, what the fuck? So just so you guys get the picture of how like our connection really was. After that day, we were all just chilling and stuff like that. And then me and him started to become a little closer and everything, and like, we started to hang out more. He started to come visit me more because we live separate, like, we live very far away from each other, so this was long distance. So we started to hang out more and everything. He started to come and visit me. We at least hung out, like, the summertime is only like, we met, I think in, I'm trying to remember what month we met. but like also like it was very difficult to basically see each other all the time because it's long distance, and we both had jobs, and like I was working during the week, he was working on the weekends, so it was just a lot of shit going on. But anyways, long story short, so we hung out a few times, but every time we hung out, like there was either like a time limit, or I had to go back home, or we were only hanging out in my hometown, which is a very boring hometown. Like there's nothing to really do. And so we were mostly just hanging out with my friends and stuff. And it was very fun. Like we enjoyed each other's company and stuff. And there was just one thing that I didn't want to do with him, and like I'm not gonna get into that, but you know what I'm saying. I just didn't want to indulge in that certain act with this person because I was comfortable with him, but I wasn't that comfortable with him. And there were times where I felt a little pressured to do things with him if I didn't, like, if, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't ready to do it, but like I felt pressured to indulge in certain acts. So yeah, but it wasn't like he was like, oh come on, like, you know, it just like, you know, like you're in that situation and you feel like that person that like wants you to do something, and you feel like you're gonna be like, okay, like you're having fun with this person and like they want you to do something, but you're refusing like all the time and stuff like that. It's just that kind of situation. But yeah, no, every time we hung out, I just felt like he was after one thing, and I'm not down for that. Like I was looking for a relationship at the time because I played around with like I'm bored now. Like I want a relationship at the time and everything. So he didn't want that, and like he was very verbal and communicative about that in the beginning. And no, so I was holding back. Like I wasn't fully indulging with this person because one, he didn't want a relationship. Two, I'm not the type that's gonna like, it's just basic. I physically cannot do it. I can't like give my all, like give myself to somebody if they don't want the same things and we're not on the same page. So that was also another reason. And then since I didn't, like he would act, okay, basically he didn't want a relationship, I did, okay? They don't usually work like that, okay? You guys are doing stuff, you can have fun, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna always work out because you guys don't want the same thing. Every time we hung out, I could tell that he was after like one thing, despite if he said he wasn't after that one thing. Like you know when someone's only after one thing in their actions and in their words. So like basically like some things that he would verbalize, it'd be like okay, like no, like I'm not down for this, like, you know, or like it's like we've only hung out a few times, like I don't really know you like that, like I'm not really comfortable doing that with you, or like, and like I, like he knew, like I told him and stuff, and he would never like fully like pressure me to do anything. It would just be like, okay.
First of all, we had to pause on that because when I made this video, clearly I was not thinking about everything that went down. He was not okay with like everything, and I'm not talking about like some like he didn't get like aggressive or anything with me. It was just like he wanted to do something that I was not ready to do with him. And what kind of was annoying about it is because even though like I wasn't to the point where you want to be when you're hooking up with someone, I never necessarily got there. And I realized the reason why I couldn't get to that point was because I knew his true intentions deep down, regardless of if he said he wasn't there for one thing, regardless if it was like a friends with benefits situation. Like I deep down, I knew like I don't want to do anything with him like that. Like even if I was trying to push myself or think that I wanted to do something, I knew I didn't. Like if my body wasn't ready, my body was telling me, Bria, sit down, you know? So, and with the whole situation of him saying like, oh, it's okay, like after like he tried to seduce me maybe 4 or 5 times and he realized like I wasn't giving in, or like if I wasn't like down, or if my body was not physically there to do anything, then he would stop, you know? And then he would realize, okay, like we could just cuddle, like that kind of situation. But it took like a few times. Like it wasn't just like I'm not doing anything. Like he never pressured me like I know some girls go through. It wasn't like that. But whatever, let's get back to the video.
And then we just move on with the day. But towards the end of the summer, like I didn't feel like it got to a certain point where I didn't really want to hang out with him anymore, because I felt like every time we hung out, it was just about that one thing. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's fun and all, but like, and we have a great connection, but that's not all that everything is about, you know what I mean? And then there were times if we would be on FaceTime and he would like ask me when we were gonna do it, or when I was gonna finally like give myself to someone, that I was 18 years old and it was time for me to do this and everything. And I was just like, I didn't realize at the time how fucked up this sounded, but I was just like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? I was just like, what are you talking about, or whatever. And then I don't know, it just felt like he only wanted me for one thing and he was trying to act like he wasn't there for one thing. And one thing I hate is dishonesty, and that's also another reason why I stopped talking to this person. Things just wasn't gonna flow. Like, even if like we wanted to see each other during break, I was just not down for it anymore. I was like, I don't care, you know. Fuck it.